And I share what I call our premier life sentence, which is that we awake each morning and go off during the weekdays to earn our living at various jobs and undertakings until we come to the weekend. And everyone agrees that that's the normal way of things. And then I quote, I believe, Deepak Chopra, who said, more people die of heart failure between 6 and 10 a.m. Monday morning than any other time of the week. So I explained that what I do is a translation of the English language, and I spell it Trance with the idea that words cast spells that put us in a trance. So when you translate that life sentence, you remember that awake is a party to celebrate the newly departed. Mourning is the state you're in when you attend awake. You're in a state of grief. So when we say to each other, good morning, we're also saying on a subliminal level, good grief. In other words, we're sounding a heavy note in someone's consciousness at the start of the day, which does nobody any favor. So we would have to be staggering around in a week days, like a zombie, to earn the living, since urns are vases for the ashes of the dead. We call our jobs undertakings. Job itself is a Hebrew word for persecuted, which is Job. We are racing to meet deadlines. And what we get at the end of this hyper-stressful days of the week is the week end of the deal. So when we say have a good weekend, what a depressing note to sound for someone else when it's all about Saturday. And now a satyr is like a really wild little nymph. But it could be a Saturday, Sadder, if you're now busy working on everything you haven't been doing. And then there's Sunday, which is about rebirth. And so to call it a weekend is to make a very different, sound a very different note. And so our most prevalent greeting to each other is hello. And if you reverse the syllables, you have oh hell. Some people are now, around the world, I found, are now saying grand rising. So that brings up the point that we can put in new words. We can invent language anew, and we can also tune it up, because the English language is like an out-of-key piano. It sounds a lot of flat notes and a lot of sharp notes where they don't need to be. So we can tune it up word by word.
Start thinking about my place in the world, what I can do, not just for myself, but for everyone and everything else around me. You ever just stop and think sometimes about how you could apply yourself to the world? You should try it.